Hello YouTube, I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. I thought that it might be kind of fun if I went through every room of my house and told you what the biggest money saver in the room was, right? Just a random idea that I had. So let's go ahead and start. First, let me mute Anaconda. So let's start first with the house itself. I paid $198 for this house in California 2 years ago. Oh, 2 years ago. And it is now valued at about $250,000. So I made $25,000 per year in equity on this house. It was a fixer-upper. I've been fixing it up since I got here, slowly but surely paying in cash. One of the things about the house is that it has two giant orange trees, very giant, very old, very productive. So productive, in fact, I am able to eat oranges every day for 4 or 5 months out of the year. They start getting ripe in November and they go all the way till March, April. This is my second year not buying any fruit, and it's not just because of the oranges. So I grow so many oranges that last year I was able to donate approximately, I didn't weigh them, but I'm guessing 100 pounds to the food pantry. And I also trade with my neighbors because they also grow their own fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. The house also came with solar. So I wouldn't have gotten solar if the house didn't come with it, but since it came with it, I'll take it. In my area, a house my size, which is about 1,000 square feet, bills run up to $900 a month for gas and electric, because it's PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, 42 cents per kilowatt hour. But I'm very conservative with my electricity, and I actually produce more than I use. And I try to use as much as I can because it's better to break even, because even though they charge you 42 cents per kilowatt hour, they pay you 4 cents per kilowatt hour that's extra that you produce. But I'm so darn efficient that it doesn't matter. So, okay, we're in my living room. Does the entryway count? I don't think the entryway counts as a room, does it? Okay, so we're in my living room. Best things that save me the most money in this room is, number one, this is a smart Roku TV. Cost me $398. It's like huge. I bought the biggest one that would fit on the console. I think it's 65 inches, I'm not sure. But because it's a smart TV, I don't have to pay cable, and I watch everything streaming. I don't have to pay for memberships or subscriptions or anything. Everything I watch on TV is free. The second biggest thing is the mini split. So the mini split I got off of Amazon for, I think it was $1,500 at the time. Excuse me. I think they're up to like $1,800 now, but it's a Mr. Cool. And Mr. Cool was the only one I could find that was pre-frozen, pre-freon, because electricians won't install it unless it's pre-charged with Freon. There we go. So an electrician installed it for $1,500. I paid $1,500, $3,000. I got a quote for central heat and air. I think it was like $22,000. So big savings, and it heats in, well, I don't know about heat yet. I haven't turned on the heat, but the air conditioning, even when it's 115 degrees outside, it's cold enough to boot you out of the house. It's that cold. So no cable, very efficient heating and cooling. Next room is my guest room, which I've turned into an office. As you can see, there's no longer a bed in here. It was a guest room, and after 1.5 years of having no guests sleep over, they'll come over, but they don't sleep over. I sold the bed on Facebook Marketplace, and I purchased a blow-up air mattress, I think it was a queen size I purchased. It's in the closet, so if I do have guests, they can still have this whole room to themselves. I'll just blow up a queen size mattress and they have their own space, but I very much doubt many people will stay the night. But if they do, they still get a bed. And I actually did the calculations with my CPA when I was getting my taxes done. And the tax write-offs I get from having this room as an office as opposed to a guest room is actually more than what I would make out of renting it out as a guest room. Crazy, right? Okay, so the next room is the bathroom. Okay, so bathroom, as you know, I remodeled the whole thing. Biggest money saver in the bathroom by far is the bidet. This is a Greenco. I am not particular to any brand. That's just the one I have. Works great. And it's cleaner and more hygienic, more healthy than using regular toilet paper. I do have toilet paper, so let's not go all crazy. Okay, I do have and use toilet paper, but I use about 20% or 10 or 20% of what I would use without the bidet. So it's a huge savings considering toilet paper is like 30, 40, it's really expensive. But a package of toilet paper, and I get the Scott's 1-ply. That's not because I'm cheap. It's actually, it's what I prefer. Will last me like 2 years. So that's all good. So bedroom. Okay, so there's not anything going on in the bedroom right now. It's really bland and boring, and that's the way I like it. I don't have anything on any of my walls. But I guess that the biggest money saver in here would be in the wintertime, and that is having my electric, it's not an electric blanket, it's like an electric under blanket. So you don't sleep with the blanket on top of you, you sleep with it under you. Why? Because it's more efficient. Hot air rises. So if you have the blanket thing under you, and hot air rises, it stops at the bottom of your covers. So you're wearing covers, and then it stops before, you know, it dissipates out the top. So I turn that on 1 hour before bedtime. I get in, I'm toasty warm, I'm sweating and burning up, but because it's turned off, it slowly cools down, and I keep toasty warm in the wintertime. And as you know, I don't really buy very many clothes. You've probably seen this shirt on videos that I made 7 years ago. So I'm not a Vogue connoisseur. Let's just say that. Okay, so going on over to the kitchen. Hey, Mr. Rocky Pants. Okay, by far, yeah, it hits right off the spot. Coffee machine. This is an espresso. It's a Gourmet, but I usually use Mr. Espresso, Mr. Coffee. They didn't have any, so I've got this Gourmet. I make my own lattes, but mostly my cold brew. And when I have a friend over and I offer them a cold brew coffee, and if they're a coffee snob, they tell me every time it's better than Starbucks, better than Dutch Brothers, better than Peet's. It's better than any coffee they've ever had. And I've shown people how to do it on this channel probably 5 times. And people keep asking me to make another video. Well, go find one, because I've made it like 5 times on this channel. But the way I do it is I make the espresso, and then I put it in the fridge to cool down. And then I use 4 teaspoons of sugar or sweetener, monk fruit, 2 of these, and then I fill the rest of the container with half and half and shake it. And then I just put it on ice. That is my coffee. A lot of people ask about the Berkey. I do not endorse Berkey. And I bought this like 8 years ago. It was like $150 way back in the day. Way back in the day. When everybody was saying it's a lifesaver, it'll save your life, you know, if the grid goes down and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, I gotta have it, right? But further testing has been done, and if you just type in, is Berkey, I don't know what the name of it is, but Berkey True Testing. There's a guy who has a whole channel dedicated to water filters. It's crazy. And he does his own independent studies. He sends them off to scientific research. And as it turns out, according to him, the Berkey is not much better than a Brita. So I would say just save yourself a couple $100 and get a $20 Brita or a Pure filter or whatever your preference is. Another thing that I did to save money, very expensive refrigerator, but it's my dream fridge. And I figured dream house, dream fridge. So dream fridge is a refrigerator on top and a freezer on the bottom. I don't want to say it was a mistake because it wasn't. I love the easy access to the refrigerator, and that's what I mostly go to. But the freezer is all drawers, and like I can fit if I had a normal freezer without drawers and it had like the racks, I could fit 5 times as much stuff in my freezer, but because it's all drawers, it takes up so much space, so I can't save as much like meat as I want to and stuff like that. So, but it does use a lot less electricity. It's energy efficient. On to the laundry room. There's nothing in here. So I don't even use, I hang dry my clothes, so I don't, these came with the house, by the way. I didn't pay for them, but the dryer, I can't remember the last time I used the dryer, to be honest with you. Probably, maybe the last time I washed a comforter or something. I don't know. I don't remember. The washer is one of those high efficiency washers. Who makes it? Kenmore. I hate it. I hate this high efficiency washer. Maybe it's because it's so high efficiency, it doesn't use enough water to clean the clothes. I go on this channel a lot about how to use laundry soap and how you're just supposed to use this much of a capful. Because most of the cleaning is done through the agitation cycle. Well, the agitation cycle on this thing sucks. So I have a portable washer that's just like a small washer, like an apartment washer, and I use that for like all of my clothes. And then I'm able to reuse the water to flush the toilet or water the plants, because even though it makes no changes to my water bill, it's one of those frugal habits from back in the day. Like, doesn't matter if I'm rich or wealthy or have a really great income, I can't break the habit of not wasting water. So I water plants, and I use it to flush the toilet, and I use it to like mop the floors. I can't help it. I can't help it. And I think it's good for the earth. It's good for the earth. I don't know what is going on with my hair today, folks. I do apologize. Anyway, so that's all that there is to my house. That's people say you have such a big house. Well, I have a big living room. I'll give you that. I have a big old living room. It's like 26 feet by 16 feet or something. It's huge. It's giant. The bedrooms are tiny. It's an 8 by 11 bedroom. 8 by 11. And this bedroom's like 10 by 12. They're tiny, tiny bedrooms. But this is an old house built in the early 1900s. And that's how people built things back then, because they weren't, there wasn't TV back then. Very few families even had radios. So most people spent their time entertaining in the living room or outside. Because there's nothing to do in the house except cook, eat, sleep, and poop. That's it. Yeah, same with the bedrooms. There's not really a lot to do except sleep. So the bedrooms are tiny. And I know that my bedroom here is an add-on, because the floors under there is plywood. Anyway, and the floors here are the original floors from 1915. So this was the original room, which is an 8 by 11. And I saw my house in the Sears catalog, an old Sears catalog. And it stopped right there. It was a wall. And the kitchen in the catalog stopped at that wall. It stopped. But then this is also an add-on. You can tell just by like feeling it, like stepping on it. Like you can tell. So a lot was added onto this house in the last 108 years. But anyway, I really like my house. It was a long journey, almost finished with the exception of a couple things. For instance, they did the electrical. The electrical's all redone. There was a hole in my wall. I patched the wall and went to paint it, and the white didn't match the white I already had. So there's a few little things, but honestly, I don't really care enough about it to get off my butt and spend money at Home Depot to fix it. I'm just like, I don't care. It's my house. I live here. Nobody else sees it. I don't even look at that wall. Anyway, all right, folks, that is the biggest money saver I think I've got in every room. I can't think of anything else inside the house. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper puts us out. I see you. I see you.
We've established a perimeter. We just got a message from the sanctuary. Negan's back. He has plans to finish the hilltop. Rick's walking into a trap. We'll need the bullet order filled by tomorrow morning.
My little puppy. Yes.
I'm looking good, Negan. My personal congratulations on the occasion of
Boop.
his return. And assure him that
Boop.
his request will be fulfilled.
Oh, oh, ah. Oh.
That's right. If Negan needs bullets to end this war, then by ginger, he's gonna get them. All of them. Scotch my talk, bare minimum. No sirs and madams.
Are you jealous?
We shall rise to the occasion with the ammunition. We will blow them away with every trigger pull.
Cutie. Oh my gosh, you're so stinking cute.
Share